Hi, I'm Jim Jones, and I'm an American veteran.
Sergeant First Class Robert Rivera, and I'm a U.S. combat veteran.
Ralph Hager, U.S. military veteran.
Thomas Hannon, I'm an American veteran, served in the Korean War.
I am Colonel Fred Graves, United States Air Force Medical Service Corps, 26 years in the Air Force, and I am an American veteran.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2012 Veterans Day Parade. We are here to celebrate our veterans, and we're here kicking it off today. Coming down the street right now, we have the Manatee County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard. They're making a lot of noise for us today. And it looks like we have the Officer of the Year in the police car there. The Manatee County Sheriff's Department is the largest law enforcement agency in Manatee County. The officers in the Honor Guard are also full-time law officers. And right behind them we have Brian Williams, City Commissioner. Thank you for being here today, Mr. Commissioner. And following up, we have the Manatee County Emergency Medical Technicians. It looks like we have our fire department represented today. I'd like to say thank you for keeping us all safe there. Well, we couldn't ask for a better day today. This is why we live in Florida. What a beautiful day, and I'd also like to say thank you for our city founders for putting this beautiful park together and renovating our Sutton Park. It's absolutely gorgeous, and what a great use for it to honor our veterans today. I get a chance to say hello to you. I am Rick Kirby. I am the producing artistic director for the Manatee Players, and it is my pleasure to be your host today. Looks like we have some members of the Emergency Medical Service coming up, and they are followed by the Young Marines. It is DeSoto Young Marines in Bradenton, Florida, and the Marines they provide a program for the community's youth and training for life. Okay. We also have the Marine Corps League DeSoto Detachment 588 van. It's driven by Commandant Jessica McVeigh. It's a veterans organization made up of Marines and Navy Corpsmen. And following that, we have the Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast, Florida. They're representing all of Manatee County, and here today are Troops 346-883, Troop 10, Troop 281, 395, 443, 779, 776, 43, 864, 002, 742, and 168. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for helping our veterans and thanking our veterans. Thank you for being here today. Look at them all. We have 6A and 6B, Bradenton Herald and Ozark Big Banners. They're carried by the Hurricane JROTC cadets. I don't think that's who they are. Is this the lieutenant? Okay. And pulling up here right now, we have Lieutenant General James H. Johnson, U.S. Army retired. And I'm told for us laymen, that makes him a 3-star general. He's the former commander of the 82nd Airborne Division, 1st Army. Wow. Thank you for being here, sir. And going by in our beautiful vote there is the United States Coast Guard. Station Cortez. The mission of the Coast Guard has changed with the introduction of Homeland Security Department, guarding our ports of entry and a guardian of the people against drug smuggling. And we have the Veteran of the Year, Thomas Skip Hannon, Commander of the Korean War Veterans, Chapter 199. He is a hard-working and effective leader. Thank you for being here. And following that, we have the Korean War Veterans, Chapter 199. They're representing all the veterans of the Korean War and those who have served in Korea. This conflict was the first of the United Nations involvement in a war. 28 different countries participated in that conflict. And my father's a Korean War veteran, so we thank you all for being here today.
Can't read the next thing. Is it VFW? Yeah.
Is it VFW?
Yeah.
And following them, we have the VFW Palmetto Post 2488. And they have an invitation for us all. They say, stop in after the parade. Post 2488 will be serving hamburgers and pulled pork sandwiches with sides of mac salad and baked beans from 11 till 2, and all they're asking for is a modest donation. That sounds like a great deal. Thank you. And right behind them, we have the Palmetto High School JROTC, and what a turnout they have. Look at them all coming down. They look sharp. They are the Tiger Battalion. Following them, we have the Southwest Florida Honor Flight. World War II veterans are dying at a rate of over 12,000 a day. That's staggering. I'm going to say that again. We're losing our World War II veterans at over 12,000 a day. Well, that is why the community-wide project called Southwest Florida Honor Flight, Inc. was created. They have one of the 115 regional hubs to embrace the National Honor Flight campaign. The National Honor Flight program was conceived by Earl Morris, a retired Air Force captain. The sole purpose of the honor flights is straightforward and pure-spirited: to transport the World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. to be honored at their memorial. What a great service you're providing. Thank you for being here today.
New World, that's what you just did, right?
And following them, we have the New World Celts, the Bradenton Chapter. Bradenton Chapter President Angela Walsh and Vice President Sandra Conlon. The New World Celts were founded in 2000 to promote awareness of the outstanding contribution of the Celtic people. The Sarasota Highland Games will be conducted in February 2nd of 2013 at the Sarasota Fairgrounds. They're inviting us all out to come in and support them. Okay, next we have Vietnam veteran Billy Coffey, the Ellington Post 325 American Legion officer, service officer, and he's riding in the Jeep. And you look sharp today. Thank you for being here. Next, we have American Legion Ellington Post 325 in their pickup truck. Thanks for being here.
That looks like Ozark Bank. I don't know. Do you see anything about that?
Looks like we also have American Vets Ellington Post 301, the Sons of M Vets, Department of Florida Commander. Ken Barber. Son of the Year, Tim Hutton. Madam President, Joanne Kilderman. Thank you for being here. And we have the Ozark Bake banner. We'd like to say thank you to all of our sponsors today. And Unit 18, DAVA Commander. Thanks for being here. I can read it.
All that is the same thing. They're all unit 18.
Okay. We have a great turnout from Unit 18. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Vern.
Is it the- Perfect day for the convertibles. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Next, we have the Bradenton Herald banner coming up. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors here today. Following them, we have the Southeast High School JROTC, and they are followed by the Southeast High School Marching Knolls. It's quite an event to bring out all those kids on a Sunday morning. Thank you for being here. Looking sharp, Southeast High School Marching Knolls. And it looks like following up behind them, we have the Southeast High School JROTC. Yeah. Sounding great. Southeast High School Marching Knolls. And again, thank you to Southeast High School JROTC. Great turnout today. Looking sharp. Joining in the parade, it looks like we have Southeast High School's band truck. They got to put all that equipment somewhere. And following up, we have this Disabled American Veterans Chapter 18, DAV Unit 18. Oh, I think they already went by. Is this troop support? Okay, Minnesota Operations Troop Support. They do a great job. Listen to what they do. They send thank you cards and monthly packages to personnel from Manatee and Sarasota counties deployed in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kuwait. They also provide support to the families of deployed troops. What a great job. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. As someone who used to work for the USO, I really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. Then we have Auxiliary Member of the Year, Susan Cardos. She's in her third year as Treasurer of VFW Palmetto 10141. Ladies Auxiliary is a chapter member of the District 10 VFW Riders. She's also a charter member of the Marine Corps League Auxiliary DeSoto unit, serving as treasurer. She's a busy lady. She's also a member of the Sons of Italy in America Bradenton Lodge number 2782, and she works for the Manatee Glens and has for the past 10 years. And coming up, we have VFW Palmetto Solo Post 10141. We have Commander John Baumgarter providing, oh, listen to this. You don't get better than this. A free potluck lunch today at Post 420, 67th Street West. in Bradenton from noon until it's gone. Effective in December, Post 10141 will be moving to 5105 Manatee Avenue West in Bradenton. They have plans for a grand opening, and they'll let us know when that's going to happen. So good luck to you, and thanks for being here today. And following them, we have the Braden River High School, JROTC. And we have quite a few people from VFW Post 10141 there. Thank you for your service, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. And another strong showing with the JROTC, this time from Bradenton River High School. They are the Pirate Battalion. VFW?
Grand Marshal. Grand Marshal. Who's the Grand
I
Marshal?
don't know. Looks like we have our Grand Marshal of the parade coming up. I don't know.
It's blank.
Who?
You
Oh.
want to scratch it?
Congratulations and thank you for being here. We have quite a representation of Tropicana, part of our heritage here in Manatee County. They certainly are great supporters of the whole community. We thank them for being here today. They have Valor, Tropicana Bradenton's Valor Group. Texaco's newest employee resource group has over 50 members and it is growing. Their mission is to recognize, anticipate, and support its veterans, military members, and their families. And following that, looks like we have the Juice Caboose. And if you work here in Manatee County or you're a resident here, you know all about Tropicana and the Juice Caboose. This proud mobile Tropicana icon has been seen in nearly all the many community relations events in Tropicana and its employee support throughout the year. For almost 30 years, it has traveled over 100,000 miles, serving an estimated 2.5 million servings of Tropicana orange juice. And it sounds like they're playing some Andrews Sisters music for us today.
Over here in a lot later. Isn't that the Buccaneer thing in the game? What do you call it? It's not on there? Privateers.
We got a ship coming down the street
Scallywag.
with the scallywags. The privateers are here representing. Not only that, they're giving us out some beads today. Thank you for being here, supporting our veterans. Following them, we have the Lakewood High School, JROTC, from Lakewood Ranch. They are the Marching Mustangs. Thank you for being here, Lakewood Ranch.
Now the fire trucks are coming.
These guys, the ship you're seeing in front of you are the Anna Marie Island privateers. The MIP was established in 1972 with a mission for kids and community. And behind our ROTC group there are the American Legion Riders from Kirby Stewart Post 24. Palmetto Post 309, Christopher Cobb Memorial Post 312, and Ellington Post 325. They're riding in honor of all veterans who have served our country in time of war. I think we have a lot of riders represented today. From District 10, led by Department of Florida Riders Chairman Danny Anderson. AMVET's Post 301 riders, led by Department of Florida AMVET of the Year, Stacy Rhodes. Thank you to the Patriot Guard riders.
What happened to the fire trucks earlier? They didn't come, remember? Wasn't that a fire truck?
Help me read what that sign say on Following them, it looks like we have a representative from the American Legion, Post 34. And following them, looks like we have our fire rescue, 24, Post 24. Thank you for being here, American Legion. And we have some representative here from East Manatee Fire Rescue. Yeah.
What's that, Red Cross or something?
Oh, yeah. Looks like we have some representatives here from the Red Cross. They're led by volunteer coordinator Maria McDonald. They originally scheduled to have the disaster relief vehicle, but because of the hurricane, it has been called elsewhere, and we thank you for being up there serving everybody. Looks like we have Engine 1. It's a restored 1928 American LaFrance fire truck. And we do have our newly elected mayor up there. Congratulations, Mayor Poston.
American Legion Post 24.
And following our mayor there, we have American Legion Kirby Post Stewart 24 and their honor guard.
Manatee High School.
And following them, we have the Manatee High School JROTC. A strong showing today from all our young JROTC today.
Coast Guard's following, it looks like. There's something about the Coast Guard in there? I think that's what that quote is.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Hurricanes, today. And following our Hurricanes there, we have a car representing FPL, Florida Power and Light. And I think that must be Curious George there.
That is quite the scooter. Look at that. Nothing about the Coast Guard? Oh,
World War II Navy. Haha, that's great. And following Curious George there, we have the state law enforcement. Thank you for keeping us safe there. And following that, we have the Fish and Wildlife. The Fish and Wildlife Commission. And keeping us all clean, there we have our city sanitation team. Thank you for being here today with your truck.
Since they're a star sponsor, does that mean
War
they
II Navy. Is that what this is? And we have a few more riders here making a lot of noise. I think this might be the World War II Navy. Riding vets here today. Yeah, our AMVETs. Thanks for being here today. I think that winds up our parade today. I'd like to say thank you for everyone being here today, and also go out and thank a veteran. As someone who used to work for the USO, it's so important that we honor and say thank you to our past servicemen and women, and go out, shake someone's hand, and thank them for their service today. Thank you for being here.
There are many, many crazy things that will keep me loving you. And with your permission, may I list a few? The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the way you smell all that.
No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, no, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still I'll always, always keep the memory of
The way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the
way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me.
All right. How many of you been to Chattanooga? Here we go. Should we just do this?
Yeah. Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Right on track 29. Boy, you can give me a shine. I can afford to board the Chattanooga choo-choo. I've got my fare, and just a trifle to spare. You'll leave the Pennsylvania station about 3:45. Read a magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blowing egg to the bar, then you know that Tennessee is not very far. Shovel all the coal in, gotta keep it rolling. Woo-woo, Chattanooga, there you are. There's gonna be a certain party at the station in satin and lace. I used to call Funny Face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that I'll never roam. So Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Hey there, boy. Yes, 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 I'm coming back to Tennessee.
Hey there, boy.
Yes, 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 I want a one-way ticket on the Chattanooga choo-choo train. Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Right on track 29. Boy, you can give me a shine.
Instrumental. favorite song is
There's gonna be a certain party at the station in satin and lace. I used to call Funny Face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that I'll never roam. So Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home?
Hey, Lynn, Jim Jones, veteran, and also work at the Bradenton Herald. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. What years were you in, Jim?
From 1966 to 1987. Then I went to reserve, did the reserves till 1993.
Your name, please?
Sergeant First Class Robert Rivera,
And Robert, what is your unit?
the 53rd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, Florida National Guard.
And you're going to be retiring fairly soon, is that right?
Yes, I am, and I am an American combat veteran.
My name is Ralph Hager, U.S. Navy CB Battalion, number 3, out of Bradenton, Florida, and I'm the commander. I was in Korea from 50 to 54.
We're here with the 101st Division, and we'd like to get your names and years of service for us, please.
Yeah, I'm Bill Ball. I was with the 101st Airborne in '69. I served 36 years.
Good for you. Sir?
My name is Dick Pack. I was with the 101st in 1971 and 72 in Vietnam. Spent 26 years on active duty.
I'm Charlie Rubidoux. I'm a retired first sergeant. I was in from 1962 to 1987.
Wow, they made a living. Holy crap.
I'm Herb Hawkins with the 101st. I went from 61 to 65 and I was in Cuba.
My name is Eddie Passat. I was with the 101st Airborne Division from 1959 to 1960.
My name is Rick Lencioni. I served with the 101st Airborne Division in Vietnam in 1968. I served 6 years active duty.
Jim McKenzie. I was with 101st Airborne from 1965 to 1970.
And good morning. My name is Lee Washington. I'm with Manatee County Veteran Services. I am an American veteran of the United States Marine Corps from 1987 to 1998.
Thank you, Lee.
Good morning. My name is Andy Huffman. I'm the Manatee County Veteran Service Officer. I proudly served in the United States Coast Guard from 1983 till 2003 when I retired.
Thank you. Don't smile so much, Andy.
Hey, I'm John Weldon, one of the service officers here in Manatee County. I'm a proud veteran of the United States Army. I served in Vietnam with the 25th Infantry Division.
Good morning. I'm Colonel Fred Graves, United States Air Force Medical Service Corps retired.
And when did you serve, sir?
I served from June of 1956 through July of 1982.
I'm Don Courtney, and I'm a 30-year vet of the Army, and I'm an American veteran, and I appreciate everybody being here today for the service.
Yes, I'm Thomas Hannon, a veteran of the Korean War. I served there in 13 months in 1952, 1953. Happy to be a veteran. Glad everybody showed up today.
My name is Michael Bennett. I'm your supervisor of elections, or newly elected supervisor of elections, but more important on this day, I'm a 4-tour veteran of Vietnam.
Oh, boy. Proud to be.
And I'm proud to be a veteran.
Excellent.
Proud to be here. You got it, my friend.
My name is Larry Bustle. I'm a native of Manatee County and a proud veteran of 27 years in the U.S. Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to our service today. General Johnson, commissioners, mayor, and commissioner from Palmetto, and other honored guests. Thank you for being here and taking time out of your Sunday to be here to this service. Please look at the program on the back, and you'll see some of our sponsors that help us put on this parade and service every year. We'd like to thank them very much for their support. Also, I need to thank METV here for all their support over the years of taping our shows. Jeff Seeger from the Parks Department and Jimmy from the Parks Department. The Mayor's Office for all their help. Bob Green running around in the bright green hat. He helps line up the parade every year. He does all the little things that nobody ever sees or knows about. I certainly appreciate his help. VFW Post 12055 in Lakewood Ranch for their support also. Please rise for the presentation of the colors. Our invocation will be given by Almeda Sheffield, our chaplain.
Let us pray. Today we are here to honor those who have served our country and given their lives so that we may stand here and still live in freedom. We need to be constantly reminded of our gift of freedom and of those who gave all to make sure future generations continue to know and live life in free, democratic society. Remembering those who have passed is only half of the task that is before us today. We must also carry their love, honor, and duty forward to the future generations that will pass. Our children must know that they were what did and why they did it. To do anything less will be a disservice to their sacrifice and their memories. Those that are gone created a clear pathway for us to continue on. We must never waver from that path of freedom and democracy. Take their memories, take their dreams, and walk forward, shouldering the cause of freedom. Carry it high and proud. They did, and now we must walk forward for them and for our children. Amen.
Our national anthem will be sung by Miss Williams.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dismiss the colors. Please be seated. Commissioner Larry Bustle, who is also a Colonel, United States Air Force retired, will now read the proclamation for Manatee County.
Proclamation, Board of Manatee County Commissioners, Manatee County, Florida. Whereas the Congress of the United States of America has declared that November 11th of each year be set aside as a public holiday to honor America's veterans. And whereas the veterans of Manatee County gave their all through sacrifice and service to our country and its fundamental and cherished rights of freedom and democracy. And whereas the veterans of Manatee County express their support for Veterans Educate Today's Students, VETS, a national program to provide students with education concerning veterans and to instill a patriotic appreciation of the sacrifices made by veterans to defend freedom and to protect the interests of the nation. And whereas it is proper to honor those veterans who have served with unselfish love of God and country to preserve this great land. And whereas the citizens of Manatee County wish to express their lasting gratitude and admiration to our veterans. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Manatee County, Florida, that Sunday, November 11th, 2012, shall be known, designated, and set aside as Veterans Day in Manatee County. And further, that with the traditional 11 a.m. Veterans Day service at Sutton Park in the city of Palmetto, the period of November 11th, 5 to 11, 2012, shall be known as a time to support our troops and veterans in Manatee County. And further, that the Board of County Commissioners calls upon all citizens, schools, businesses, clubs, and the news media to pay tribute to our troops and veterans by displaying the flag of the United States of America, by conducting and attending appropriate ceremonies during such period, and by using the freedom and privilege that so many fought and gave their life for. Adopted with a quorum present and voting on the 30th day of October 2012, and signed by the Chairman of the Board of County Commissioners, John Chappie.
And thank you, sir. Mr. Brian Williams, the City Commissioner from the City of Palmetto, will read the proclamation from the City of Palmetto. Mr. Williams. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. What a beautiful day. First of all, thank you for your service, veterans, and welcome home. Proclamation from the City of Palmetto. Whereas throughout the course of American history, courageous men and women have taken up arms to secure, defend, and maintain the principles upon which our nation was founded. And whereas today there are millions of veterans who served our nation in times of peace and war, and by their service they have kept America strong and have protected our way of life from tyranny's grip for over 200 centuries. And whereas at this moment men and women of the Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard are serving around the world and represent resolute dedication in protecting our freedoms, and whereas on Veterans Day 2012, we pause to reflect upon the sacrifices of those who have served in the uniform of the United States military, and to honor our veterans who throughout history have proven heroism and love of country time and time again. And whereas the Congress of the United States of America has provided that November 11th of each year shall be set aside as a legal public holiday to honor our veterans. Now therefore, on behalf of Shirley Groover Bryant, Mayor of the City of Palmetto, I, Brian Williams, do hereby proclaim November 11th, 2012 as Veterans Day in the City of Palmetto, Florida, and I urge all citizens to recognize the valor and sacrifice of our veterans and to remember that freedom is not free. I encourage veterans to share their experiences with young Americans by speaking at schools and teaching to new generation the importance of the liberties they have fought to defend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. While Congressman Buchanan could not be here today, He didn't want us to feel left out. So we have Mr. Gary Tibbetts here today, who is the Special Assistant for Bradenton, Manatee County. Mr. Tibbetts.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I appreciate the opportunity to be here on behalf of Congressman Buchanan to help honor the men and women who proudly served in our armed forces. Throughout our history, men and women of the United States have answered the call of duty. From every walk of life, they have left their families, their friends, sacrificed comfort, time, money, even lives in the service of our country. Every veteran fully deserves the honors they will receive this day from Americans across the country for their unwavering sacrifice and dedication. On behalf of the Congressman, I thank all servicemen and women for their courageous service, and we should give thanks and pray for those who serve today. Thank you, and God bless America.
Thank you very much. Senator Michael Bennett was elected to the Senate in 2002, re-elected sequentially. He was president of the Pro Temp 2010 to 2012, House of Representatives from 2000 to 2002. He's worked at the Florida Public Service Commission, nominating consul 2004, 2005, and 6. CHPA board member, Community Health Purchasing Alliance. Suncoast Workforce Development board member. Council for Sustainable Florida Award. Sustainable Florida Leadership Best Practice Award, 2007. Florida Home Builders Association Appreciation and Recognition Award, 2003. Manatee Religious Service Incorporated Certificate of Appreciation in 2003. DeSoto County Board of County Commissioners Commendation for Legislative Representation, 2003. PACE, Center for Girls of Manatee County Leadership and Service Award, 2003. Really busy in 2003. National Association of School Resource Officers Special Recognition Award, 2003. Installing Officer's Certificate in 2003 for appreciation and a member of Subcontractors Council. Not yet. Okay, he's affiliated with the Suncoast Foundation Board, Greater Sarasota Samoda Club, President Board Chairman, 85 to 2000, Minnesota Specialist Contractors President, 97 to 2000. He's an electrical contractor in his spare time. His wife, Dee Bennett, from Des Moines, Iowa. He has educated Duke University in 1975 and an MBA in 1976. Born in Brainerd, Minnesota. He moved to Florida in 1955. Was in the United States Navy 1963 to 67. 4 tours in Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, State Senator Michael Bennett.
I wished I'd have believed all that. I got to tell you, I don't know how many of y'all read this morning's paper. There was a great article in there about a retiring veteran service officer by the name of Lieutenant Colonel Lee Kitchen. In fact, it was interesting. Jim wrote that article. It was a great article. And he talked about, when he wrapped up the article this morning, I encourage you to go home and get it. Lee pointed out, it was a great quote. He said, "Duty is what we do, honor is how we do it, and country is why we do it." And you know what? That really sums up the whole idea of the vets. There's over 1.5 million veterans in the state of Florida, and though I've wrapped up my Senate career and enjoyed it well, we became known, and I got honored last year by the Veterans of Foreign Wars for the outstanding achievements. I was one of the first legislators to get it because we made Florida one of the most veteran-friendly states in the nation. And a lot of people don't realize the benefits of being a veteran and living in Florida. But unfortunately, a lot of people also don't understand Veterans Day. They mix it up with Memorial Day. They mix it up with the 4th of July. The kids don't come out. The kids don't know. The grandparents don't teach. And a lot of people don't realize what Veterans Day is about. Simply put, Memorial Day is where we honor the people who gave the most ultimate sacrifice, and that of their lives. They died in battle or the result of wounds received in battle. And we owe a gratitude to all of them. But today is Veterans Day. And today we honor all veterans, living, dead, anybody who served. And that's really what it's all about. It's a time when we honor those brave men and women who really gave up a portion of their life to give back to their country. We want to express to them the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and the Merchant Marines, and it applies to all who were drafted, all who volunteered, some who served their initial tour, some who made the military a career. It's a national holiday that these same veterans are also remembered on Memorial Day. And those people who are honored on Memorial Day would be the first one to be standing and cheering for you veterans who are here today. They would be cheering the loudest for the armed services, for the people who give up their time and their sacrifice to keep our country free. Finally, we honor the men and women who are currently serving. They are the soldiers in the war against terror. They're fighting in the enemies in Iraq and Afghanistan and other places around the world. They're far from their families and the comforts of the life that you and I tend to take for granted. You know, oftentimes, Veterans Day used to be referred to as Armistice Day. And I would assure you, most of the school children today have no idea what you'd be talking about if you were talking about Armistice Day. But in November 1918, the treaty was signed to end the war that ended all wars, World War I. It happened at 11 o'clock in the morning in a little railroad car outside of France, in woods in France, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And it became Armistice Day. Also on this date, in 1921, it's really interesting, one soldier from that war was buried at Arlington National Cemetery, the tomb of the unknown soldier. You're probably familiar with Arlington. We have row upon row upon row of white crosses and white tombstones to honor those people. But what a lot of people don't know is the guards who walk the march and do the march at the tomb of the unknown soldier. From the day that they were installed in 1921, that tomb has never been left unguarded. Through hurricanes, winter storms, a couple of weeks ago we had Sandy, they never gave up their duty. They refused to leave. They take a pledge for life. They take a pledge for life of no alcohol, no cussing, no smoking, and they take this pledge that they will do that for the rest of their lives for the opportunity to guard the bravest of the brave and the people who gave up their lives for our country, and we don't even know their name. The original Veterans Day was intended to memorialize the end all wars, but unfortunately, it never happened that way. You know, World War II came along right after that, and we lost about 400,000 men and women in that war. Because of that war, we have 24 military cemeteries scattered all over the country, all over the world. There's 218,000 dead people buried in them who gave up their lives for our country. And we have written on walls and plaques and battlefield monuments the names of close to another 100,000 people who we've never been able to determine what happened to them. The holiday's name was officially changed in 1954 after the American forces in Korea. Armistice Day became Veterans Day, establishing this date as November 11th as a day to honor all veterans of all wars. And so that brings us to today, a day of celebration for our veterans, our heroes. And when I say heroes, I'm not talking about ordinary heroes. We could be talking about any single mother who's got to raise a couple of kids at home and do it on limited income. We could be talking about the firemen, the police officers, the school teachers, okay, who really give up a lot for our country. But we want to talk about those who served our country so they're never forgotten. Because as we gather across America on November 11th, and even on Memorial Day, it's a fact that the numbers grow smaller. The people who gather for the occasions get smaller. The crowds are smaller. The participants are smaller. We see the flag come by, and the older generation especially the veterans, stand up, take off their hat, salute the flag, and too many people don't know why they're standing. It is said if we forget our history, we're doomed to repeat it. And if that's true, I think we're in grave danger. But each child in our country should be told about the honor of serving. It's more than an honor, it's a duty. They should be told about the honor of being able to participate. Each child should be told the price of peace. Every child, male, female, handicapped or perfect in every way, son of the rich, daughter of the poor, should be given the opportunity to serve this country. If we forget, who are going to tell these children and future generations of the Flanders Fields and of the Normandy, of Vietnam, of the Gulf Wars? These children must be made aware, and that's why we should encourage all veterans to participate in school activities. We should encourage all schools to teach civics to our children, that they would know the price that they're living today, the peace that they're living today, is not just a normal thing. It's not a normal thing in 90% of the other countries in the world, but they see it as a normal thing here because we don't tell them what the price was paid to get them here. We learn from histories that our victories and our mistakes, because we don't want to lose the precious ground that is gained by the veterans, living and dead, who served. So let us depart today knowing that, yes, some have died, but they all served. And they all served so that we could go in peace today. And I wish that you could go in peace today also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator Bennett. Our honored speaker today, Lieutenant General James H. Johnson, Jr., United States Army, retired, has over 52 years of service to the nation, 33 years which was active duty, culminating as Commanding General, 1st U.S. Army, responsible for over 325,000 troops during his career. He was in combat on 4 separate occasions. This included 2 tours in Vietnam as an advisor to the Mekong Delta and later as an infantry battalion S3 with the 101st Airborne. Just south of the DMZ, as Commanding General of the 82nd Airborne Division, he became the only modern-day Army commander to lead a division in combat in 2 separate conflicts. The first was during the night airborne assault of Panama, known as Operation Just Cause, and later during Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm in the Persian Gulf. General Johnson graduated from the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in 1960, was commissioned in the infantry. He's a combat infantry, Army Ranger, and master parachutist with Bronze Combat Star. Ladies and gentlemen, General Johnson.
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be with you today on this special day as we pay tribute to our nation's veterans, men and women who dedicated their lives to the service of our country in peace and in war, preserving liberty and freedom for all Americans. The question is often asked, who are our veterans? They are the more than 500,000 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who have been killed in action over the past 236 years. They are more than 1.5 million wounded in action, and they are more than several 100 million others who have served our nation with distinction since it was founded in 1776. The fact is that these were ordinary men and women who performed extraordinary service on behalf of the American people at home and abroad during some of the most challenging times in our nation's history. So today on this Veterans Day, as we pause to reflect on the service and sacrifice of these outstanding men and women, we should remember that it is our veterans, not the politicians, who are the guardians of our individual rights. It is the veterans who fight and win our nation's wars and provide our country with freedom of religion. And it is our veterans, not the media, who guarantee free speech and freedom of the press. Some American people, perhaps not familiar with the professional military ethic, have asked the question, why did these brave young men and women choose to serve their country in uniform? I think there are several reasons for this. First, it was because of who they were. Second, it was because, for them anyway, it was the right thing to do. And finally, they did it because they knew that freedom isn't free. And that reminds me of a poem by an unknown author that seems to apply on a day like today, a special day. And it is entitled, Freedom Isn't Free, and I'll just share portions of it with you. It goes like this. I watched a flag pass by one day. It fluttered in the breeze. A young soldier saluted it, and then he stood at ease. I looked at him in uniform, so young, so tall, so proud, with his hair cut short, his eyes alert. He'd stand out in any crowd. I thought, how many men like him had fallen through the years? How many died on foreign soil? How many mothers' tears? I thought of all the children, of the mothers and the wives, of the fathers, sons and husbands with interrupted lives. And I thought about a cemetery of white crosses across the sea and of unmarked graves in Arlington. No, freedom isn't free. Since the founding of our republic, our nation's veterans have served with courage and distinction so that all Americans might be able to live in peace and freedom. While much has changed over these many years, the one thing that has not changed is the profession of arms, in that it has been and will continue to demand great sacrifices from those who serve to defend our nation and promote freedom around the world. So today, as we remember our veterans, let us honor all who have served in uniform, those who knew fear and overcame it, those who knew fatigue and ignored it, those who knew discomfort and suffered it, and those who knew loneliness and accepted it. Finally, let it be said that Veterans Day is not only a salute to the past, but it also serves as a reminder, indeed an obligation, to each of us to rededicate ourselves to the future and to the principles and the values for which these men and women lived and sacrificed so much. I'd like to thank all of you for being here today on this special day. May God bless our veterans not only today, but every day of the year. And to all you veterans here this morning, on behalf of a grateful nation, I salute you. Airborne, all the way.
Our Grand Marshal at today's parade was Lieutenant Colonel Sharon Tripicone, Lieutenant Colonel Ordnance, United States Army Reserve, retired. Duty stations included Germany and active in reserves in Florida and Georgia. She was born in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Not much of us left now, though, unfortunately. She was commissioned in ROTC in 1986. Total service of 21 years in the military. She did Ordnance Officers Basic Course, Airborne School, Command and General Staff College. Her last assignment was with the 1st of the 211th Air Defense Battalion, Camp Blanding, Florida. Her overseas assignments have been Germany, Desert Storm, and Operation Iraq Freedom. She's a recipient of the Bronze Star, Medal Award for Acts of Heroism, Acts of Merit, and Meritorious Service in a Combat Zone. Her other decorations include Meritorious Service Medal, Commendation Medal, Achievement Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism, the Expeditionary Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, and Armed Forces Reserve Medal with M device. She has a degree from Mercer University in Mechanical Engineering, Florida Institute of Technology Chemical Engineering. She's worked with Tropicana since 2000. She likes to do endurance sports. Last Saturday, she finished her first full Ironman triathlon event, 140.6 miles. When she's not training, she enjoys doing woodworking. Lieutenant Colonel Tripicone.
Thank you for that great introduction. I'm still be able to stand after 140 miles. Didn't think I would be, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I would like to take a few moments to thank the city for organizing this wonderful event. I'd also like to thank Tropicana for their support in this event and also selecting me for their Grand Marshal. That was a total honor. Lastly, but most importantly, I'd like to thank you out there for coming to show your support on this Veterans Day. I hope that you all enjoyed it. We live in the greatest country in the world, and today, in Veterans Day, we show our support for those that have served and that are those that are currently serving. It is today that we celebrate the men and women who protect not only our way of life, but our Constitution. For without a veteran, we wouldn't be here today. Please take the time today and every day to thank that veteran. We are here in the land of the free because of the brave. Never, ever forget that. Thank you again for all of your support. Thank you for Tropicana. Thank you for the city for putting on this great parade. And I would just leave you with this. God bless America. Thank you very much.
Okay, the program calls for the ladies to sing God Bless America, but since we did it earlier, we're going to hopefully... Okay, we can talk for 2 minutes, no problem. Our Veteran of the Year this year is Thomas Hannon. He's commander of the KWVA Chapter 199, Bradenton. Mr. Hannon was drafted into the United States Army in October 1951. After 16 weeks of basic training at Camp Chaffee, Arkansas, he was shipped on a troop ship, General Black, landed in Incheon, Korea, assigned to the 955th Field Artillery Battalion as a cannoneer. Within a few months, he was picked to be a member of a three-man forward observation team, spending 13 months on the front battle lines. Skip received 3 Bronze Battle Stars, was awarded the Purple Heart due to wounds in action. He's a life member of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, commander for 5 years. He's a life member of the Korean War Veterans Association. He's been commander for 4 years, Minnesota Chapter 199 with 50 members. He's chairman of the Tell America program, visiting schools and colleges to give personal information regarding the forgotten war. Life member, Disabled American Veterans, is a regular member of the American Legion, member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, member of the Artillery Alliance, representative at the Manatee County Veterans Council, commander of the Mount Vernon Veterans Club with 75 members for the past 10 years. He holds monthly informational meetings, drives veterans to Bay Pines to be registered into the VA, drives widows of veterans to the Sarasota National Cemetery. Skip, would you please come up for your medal? Take your hat off, please. You're taller than me.
Thank you.
Congratulations, our Veteran of the Year.
Thank you. I'll say a few words.
Go ahead.
My thanks go to the Manatee Veterans Council for voting to grant me the title of Veteran of the Year. I congratulate Sue Kartos as auxiliary member, and my respect goes to 2 other nominees who were well deserved to also receive this award, Commissioner Larry Bustle and Robert Irwin. It's a privilege for me to be able to speak to you today to honor my fellow veterans. 60 years ago, I was in a bunker in North Korea. That brutal war ended in a tenuous ceasefire on July 27, 1953. Other than our family members and close friends, most of the public were unaware of the sacrifices that were made, and the Korean War became known as the Forgotten War. 11 years later, the United States became involved in another war in the Far East, in a country known as Vietnam. When our troops returned from that contentious war, again, only a few received a warm welcome, and many were not even accepted to certain chapters of our national veterans organizations. So they started their own chapter, the Vietnam Vets of America. I'm honored to have been made an honorary member of that organization because we supported them when I was in New York and a commander of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. Our involvement in the long war in Iraq has come to a close, and by 2014 our troops will leave Afghanistan, which has become America's longest war. When these veterans return, and if you know them or if you just happen to meet them, they will appreciate 4 very simple words. Thank you, welcome home. Thank you, welcome home to all of my fellow veterans here today.
Thank you very much, Skip. Ladies ready? Okay. Okay, we'll change the program again. Here are the ladies back.
Thank you.
Okay, our auxiliary member of the year is Sue Katos. She's been working at Manatee Glens for the last 10 years. She's a life member of the VFW 10141, currently in her 3rd year as the treasurer. She's chapter member of the VFW Writers Auxiliary, District 10, Florida members of the Sons of Italy in America, Bradenton Lodge 2782. Chapter member of the Marine Corps League Auxiliary DeSoto Unit, serving as the treasurer. Sue Cardos. Where are you? There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not a veteran and I don't have a lot to say other than thanking all of our veterans. It's an honor to receive this, but I believe it's more of an honor to thank all of you who served and who will serve. And thank you all.
All of us have lost a lot of friends, relatives, and family members this last year that were veterans, men and women, young sons, young daughters. That never should have happened. But I wanted to mention one particular person who a lot of people here in Manatee County knew, Mr. Warren Sweetman, who passed away recently. He was at D-Day, the Battle of the Bulge, and several other battles that, unfortunately, I read about in history books, but this is a person that read about, that lived it, and made the history. I'd like to thank his family and the family of all the veterans out here for the sacrifices your family members have made, men, women, sons, and daughters. Before we close, I have a couple of administrative announcements, I like to call it. Behind you in the red building is VFW Post 2488. They'll be having a cookout today. The Eager Beaver Car Wash on 14th Street, free car wash for veterans today, but they close at 4. The Outback is giving a free bloomin' onion and a soda today to veterans, today and tomorrow to veterans. And for the rest of the year, they will be giving a discount to veterans between now and the end of December. Please rise for the benediction by our chaplain.
Let us pray. We remember today all those who have come before us and given the greatest gift to our democratic nation, their lives. Their duty, their honor, their lives are precious gifts that must be given to the future of our country and our families. The duty of our veterans, past and present, is the fiber of the word freedom and is stronger by our recognition of service and sacrifice. We honor that service and sacrifice today and should carry it forward for our children to honor. Freedom and democracy are the result of all the most honorable this country has produced. Today we stand to remember the most honorable. We must continue to carry the burden of their sacrifice, lest we lose sight of what true freedom is. Today is for remembering. Stand in honor of them. Walk in their path of duty. Remember the cost. Hold in your heart the cause of freedom. We remember today our veterans. Amen.
And again, I'd like to thank all our guest speakers and all of you out there that took your time to come over here this Sunday, and hope to see you again next year. Thank you.